Hey guys, welcome back. Happy Valentine's Day in a couple days. It's the 11th and Valentine's Day is on the 14th, obviously, if you didn't know when Valentine's Day was. So as the title says, today's video is going to be a Valentine's glam eye tutorial, and it is on this look right here. So in this video I use the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette, and I do mention if you don't have this palette, that is a-okay. You can just use any shades that are similar, but if you do have this palette, you can follow right along with these shades. So let's just get right into it, and you can see how I came up with this look. Okay, so to start off this look, I am using some tape, and my eyes are already primed. To prime my eyes, I use the Hawaiian Healing Under Eye Serum. I use this every time I wash my face, underneath my eyes, and then onto my eyelids, and it really hydrates them really well before I put eyeshadow on, because my eyelids are like oily and dry. Super annoying combination eyes. And then I use my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea concealer because this is hydrating. I just set it with any setting powder. So you don't have to use tape for this look. I am just choosing to. When I have done this look previously, I did use tape just to get that sharp line, and I am going to be using a liquid eyeliner to do a wing, and for me it's just easier to get the precise line. If you're better at liquid eyeliner, then you may not have to use the tape, and you can always just use a makeup wipe to wipe anything away and make it a sharp line. So I do have a new brush here that I just tried out the other day from Sigma. So this is the small tapered blending brush, their E45. Here is what it looks like. So the first shade I'm going in with is Root Canal, and I'm just going to take this blending brush here. So I'm first just going to add this into the crease. Oh, I just wanted to give you guys an update as I'm using this palette. I have used this quite a few times now. I've used these purple shades, I've used the more neutral shades in this palette, and I have no reaction to these other shades. It was just the two red shades, Prick and Cherry Soda, that I had the reaction to, but any other shade in this palette is just fine, thankfully. So it's just those red pigments that I have an issue with. I don't have an issue with the way they perform or the colors or anything, it's just I have the reaction to them. So this shade is going into the crease, a little bit above the crease, and then I'm kind of just bringing it on the outer corner here, just so the outer corner can be built up with a nice color, because I am going to be adding a darker purple over that eventually. If you don't have this particular Sigma brush, this is another brush that I like to use, this one right here from Glamour Dolls. This one is a bit more tapered, and then this one is a bit bigger, but they both work basically the same. I'm going in with the shade Cavity right here with that Glamour Dolls brush I just showed you, and I'm going to be blending out Root Canal with this shade. So just on top of that Root Canal shade and slightly above it is where I'm placing the brush to blend it out and get a nice gradient going. I'm taking the same brush and I'm grabbing the shade Tongue Pop here, and I'm just grabbing a little bit of this shade, and I'm going to slightly blend out that Cavity shade just the same way. I'm going to place the brush slightly on that shade and then slightly on the bare skin, just to really make sure all of the shades are looking like a nice gradient. Going back in with that Sigma brush, and I'm taking Root Canal again, and just making sure we don't lose any of this shade in the crease there. Now I'm taking this Sigma brush. This is a shader crease brush, their E47, like a mini travel brush, and I'm going in with the shade Extraction, which is this shade right here, and basically just start building it up in the outer corner and bringing it on to the lid. And then I'm just slightly going all the way inward with no additional product, anything that was just left on the brush. Now to just deepen up that outer corner just a little bit more, I'm taking the shade Coma, and I'm placing that into the very outer portion and just slightly blending that in. I'm going to grab our little Sigma tapered brush again and really blend out this edge here. So that's basically it, is just building up those shades, getting them to how you want them, and then now we're going to cut the crease. So I'm taking the same concealer that I used to prime my eyes. I am taking this Alamar Cosmetics brush. So I'm just going to start by adding the concealer right on to the lash line and then work upwards. Now that I have the shape figured out, I'm just going to tap my fingers on the edge of that concealer just so we can blend it into those shadows before we add our shimmer shade, because we do want our shimmer shade to be nice and blended into those matte shades on our outer corner. So now that we have our crease cut out, I'm taking our shimmer shade and we're using the shade Candy Floss in the palette, and first I'm just going to apply that with my pinky, and then we will go in with a more precise brush just so we can get it right in that precise line of the crease. So once again, I'm going to start off on the lash line just so we can add the pigment there first. Now that we have our shimmer shade down, I'm taking this small Sigma brush again and I'm going in with extraction, not too much, and I'm just going to slightly blend that together and make sure there are no harsh lines. And once again, I'm going to take the shade Coma with this same brush, and I'm going to sweep that on to the outer corner and just blend it on over. I'm grabbing this black Sigma brush again and just blending out this edge of the crease right here. And for this, I'm just doing circular motions up and into the crease. So now that all our shadows are down, we're going to go in with our eyeliner now. I am taking the Kat Von D tattoo liner. I feel like this is going to run out on me soon because I've been using it for quite some time, and I just love this liquid liner. It works very well. Nice and black, it doesn't transfer. So for this, like I said, the tape is an awesome guideline for adding your winged liner. So then your next step is to remove the tape, check out the liner, see if anything needs to be fixed. So our next step, we're going to add some glitter right there to the crease in between where we added the shimmer and where the matte is. So I'm using this glitter eyeliner from BH Cosmetics. This doesn't need any glitter adhesive or anything like that. This does not have a oh, it does have a shade. This is in the shade Synergy. Okay, so that is the finished product. Those are all the steps you need to recreate this look right here. Of course, you don't need to use the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette. You can use any palette or palettes that have these types of colors in them. Any glitter will work for this. I have actually had this BH Cosmetics one for a while, and I just thought it would look really nice with this look because it does have those pink and purple duochrome glitters in them, and I just think it looks really glam and out of the box. So here is the final look. I'm going to go do the other camera off eye, and then we will be back to finish up this video. Alright, so the rest of the face is finished besides our lower lash line, blush, highlight, and lip. So for the lower lash line, I am taking this brush right here and I'm going in with the shade Coma. And with this shade, since we do have our eyeliner there on the outer edge, I'm just pressing this up against the liner and right up against the waterline on the very outer corner, just so our outer corner is the darkest part of the lower lash line. So the next shade I'm using is the shade Extraction right here, and I am taking this Luxie 141 mini round brush. This is my favorite brush for the lower lash line. I seriously love it so much, and I'm just gonna press that right up against the waterline and go all the way across to the inner corner. I'm also taking the shade Root Canal, which was our first shade that we added, and I'm just pressing this up on top of that shade we just laid down. So I'm taking the shade Cavity and mixing it with a little bit of Tongue Pop. So today for blush, I'm going to actually use that shade Tongue Pop right here, and it's very pigmented, so I do not need a lot. I think it just gives a nice flush to the cheeks. And for highlight today, I'm going to go in with that shade Candy Floss Floss. I'm going in with the shade Candy Floss, which is that shade that we use on our lid. And I'm just going to apply a light dusting of that to the cheeks. Super pretty. I'm going to top that highlight shade with this white shade right here. This is from the Makeup Revolution Incandescent Face Highlighting Palette, and I love it so much. So now we gotta figure out what lip shade we're gonna use. Okay, so on my lips, I just used 2 lipsticks from G4E Beauty. I used the shade Boheme and then First Date. Here is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone has a wonderful Valentine's Day. Please do not forget to subscribe if you have not already. I will leave a little button on the screen, and it's just that easy. You just click it and then you're subscribed. I will also link my other social media down below as well, so you can see what I'm up to on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I am most active on Instagram. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope everyone has an amazing Valentine's Day, and I will see everyone next video.